back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us once again. If you are new here, my name is Jodie Holly on Instagram and Facebook. My Facebook page is Jodie Holly Yoga. Please subscribe to all of my accounts so you can keep up to date with classes and events if you're local. So I will take us through a nice gentle morning energizing practice together today. Make sure you have your mat handy. You're always welcome to use the living room rug or maybe a towel or something just to help you with that grip and comfort. And be very mindful of your body, so just be careful if I send you into a pose and it doesn't feel good, just ease off. So just take this practice, whatever feels good for you. I'm just here as your guide, but your body is the one that's doing the practice, okay? So we will begin this morning in Shavasana. Shavasana in your yogi language is your corpse pose. Just put our gentle music on in the background and then take a little lay down. So separate the legs roughly mat width apart and just allow your whole spine to come down into the earth. Flip the palms so that the palms are facing the sky. And just allow the physical body right now to begin to relax. Releasing all tension in that body. Allow the toes to roll out to the side. And maybe notice each pressure point of the body just touching the earth beneath you. The heels, the calves, the backs of the thighs and the hips. Backs of the arms and the shoulder blades. And the back of the head just resting against the ground. Just feel your whole physical body arrive on your mat. Surrendering the physical body completely into gravity. And we just come into our practice by observing the breath, bringing your awareness to your breath right now. And we try to invite an Ujjayi breath into our practice. And Ujjayi breathing is in and out through our nose. And with each out breath, just a small constriction at the back of the throat. So kind of sounding like the waves rolling in and out. That's your breath right now in your Ujjayi breathing. In and out through the nose. Om Savana Vavatu Sahanam Punatu Sariyam Kadabhabahe Tejasmirada Vidamastu Mava Vishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace Peace Peace. So your opening chant is just aiming to really ground you into your practice and removing any obstacles, any worries that may be holding you back. As you now just begin to bring your awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, your wrists and ankles, and carefully roll the head side to side. Once the head has been both ways equally, roll the head back into the center. Slide the arms and legs together, and inhale, reach the arms above the head. Point the toes, arch the back, take a big full body stretch. And release. Float the arms down by the sides. Bring both knees towards the belly. Slide those knees to the chest and interlace the fingers around the shins. As you hug those knees in, feel the lower back become long and reach away with the crown of the head. Really draw those knees in and feel the lower back drawing down to the earth. From here we keep our right knee into our chest and lengthen the left leg all the way down to the ground. Interlace the fingers around the right shin. Draw a big circle with that right foot. So with the right ankle, rotating that foot round and round, nice slow circles. And then take that foot back the opposite way. So So you may hear and feel just some clinking and glonking. This is fine, it's just releasing tension in that joint there. Allow the foot to be still and breathe in, reach the right leg to the sky. Exhale, interlace the fingers and hold around the back of the right thigh. Shoulders are soft, back of the neck is long, and we just carefully begin to point and flex that right foot. So just little gentle movements still into the ankle joint and bringing that space into the front and the back of the right leg. On your next one, keep that foot flexed and flex your left foot also. So the sole of the right foot is pushing to the sky, sole of the left foot pushes to the front. Breathing in fully and exhale, breathe out, bring your nose towards your knees, your head, neck and shoulders come off the ground and slide the hands behind the calf as you invite that leg in, behind the heel if that feels available, or behind the ankle, or maybe behind the heel. So depending however you feel in your practice today. Keep drawing the back of that left knee to the earth. Uddiyana Bandha in and up so that belly button draws to the spine. Elbows reach out to the side. Nice and strong into that belly. And take a breath in, look up to the right toes. Exhale, slide your shoulders, let head down to the ground. And bend that right knee back to the belly. Interlace the fingers around the shin as you just release the back of that right leg off. So the left hand stays wrapped around your right shin and just drop that right arm beside the body. The palm faces the sky, that just helps that shoulder and shoulder blade relax. Breathe in, flex the right foot and exhale, gently pull with the left hand the right knee across to the left side. Try to keep your right shoulder blade touching the ground and your option here is to roll the head and look all the way down that right arm. Soften the shoulders and just a little pressure coming from this left hand to welcome the right knee across the body. And whilst you're here taking this twist, bring your awareness to your breath again. Using each out breath to maybe soften a little further into your belly twist here. From here, release this left hand down to the ground. Breathe in, roll the right knee and the head into the centre. And exhale, float the right leg all the way down to the earth. So we find ourselves back in Shavasana. That starfish position on the ground once more. Taking a moment of stillness and just check in with the body. Check in with the right side of the body. And then take a little scan of the left side of the body. And just observing the difference from right to left. Feeling and noticing the effects of your practice so far. Slide the arms and legs together, inhale, float the arms above the head, point the toes, take that big stretch. And exhale, release, the arms come down. Straight into your left side this time, breathing in, left knee towards the belly. Exhale, interlace the fingers around the shin. Allow the spine to be long, the back of the neck to be long, the shoulders are soft. And draw a circle with the left foot. Big circle with that left foot. Really feeling each and every movement. And take that circle back the opposite way. Keep checking in with the breath, utilise that ujjayi breath. Allow the left foot to be still and breathe in, reach the left leg to the sky. Exhale, hold around the back of that thigh. Shoulders are soft and we begin to point and flex the left foot. So just small gentle movements. Maybe you can feel the difference on the left and right when you point and flex the foot. There'll always be difference on each side of our body, just notice. This is very fine, very normal. On your next out breath, flex both feet. Left heel pushes high, back of that left leg is long. Sole of the right foot is really pushing to the front of your mat. Inhale fully, nice and strong into the belly. And exhale, bring your nose to the knee, slide the hands behind the calf, ankle, or if it's available on this side, around that left heel. Uddiyana Bandha in and out, drawing the belly button towards the spine. Elbows reaching out to the sides. Checking in with that gentle breath, moving in and out of the body. And take a breath in, look up to the left toes. Exhale, come down to the ground, bend the left knee to the belly again. Interlace the fingers around the shin. And as you hug that knee in, just feel yourself releasing that left leg off. The right hand stays wrapped around the left shin, and the left arm just drops beside the body. Shoulders are soft. Inhale, flex the left foot, and exhale, take your twist to the right side. Gently pull with the right hand, the left knee across. The chest stays open to the sky, and you might choose to roll the head and look all the way down the left arm. So we try to keep the foot on the left side flexed. That just helps protect the joints in that leg. Again, observing that breath. Just allow yourself to check in with the breath. And release the right hand. Breathe it in, bringing your left knee and the head to the center. And exhale, float that left leg down again. Find your body in your Shavasana, your corpse pose, like that starfish position. Wiggle the fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. Roll the head carefully, just one way each side, side to side. The head comes back to the middle. Arms and legs come together, and inhale, reach the arms up above the head. Point the toes, arch the back. Big, big full body stretch. And release. Float the arms down by the side. Bring both knees towards the belly. But this time, interlace the fingers around the backs of the thighs and drop those heels down. Bring your nose towards your knees, so curl yourself into this little ball. And just be very, very mindful of objects around you. See if you can take a little rock forwards and backwards. So we then begin to build a little bit of momentum. Maybe massaging each vertebrae of that spine. You see if you can maybe toe tap those toes on the ground behind you. And then very carefully in your next one, rock yourself all the way up into a seated position. Of course, if that feels completely unavailable, carefully rock yourself onto the side and bring yourself up. So there's no right, no wrong. Just check in, see how you feel, and always be mindful of the objects around you. We come into a cross-legged seated position, facing the front end of our mat. Palms come into Shin Mudra, finger to thumb, so that just helps the energy within our bodies stay connected. Shoulders are nice and soft, and take a moment to close the eyes. Shifting your awareness back to your Ujjayi breath, in and out through the nose. And then from here we take a breath in and sweep the arms all the way to the sky. Really feel yourself lengthening that body, draw the belly button to the spine, look to the thumbs, and exhale, press the thumbs to the heart center into prayer position. Back of the neck is long. Release the hands, bring those knees into the body and drop your knees to the side. So we're coming into tabletop position here. You're on your hands and knees, hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And just look towards that space between the thumbs. So that lengthens through the back of the neck, belly button draws in so that lower back isn't dipping down at all. And just take a little rock forwards and backwards. So in our yoga practice, we are on our arms and our wrists quite a lot. So I always think it's quite important just to send a little bit of love and attention to warm this area up before we get too stuck in. And then on your next one, come back to tabletop. Turn the fingertips out to the side, so the eye of the elbows pointing towards each other. You might need to widen this stance a little, just to make sure that your shoulders are still stacked on top of those wrists, okay? Knees are under the hips, gaze towards the ground, and this time sway side to side. Maybe draw a little figure 8 with those shoulders. If that feels good, be very gentle and mindful. And a little bit of coordination, try to get that figure 8 to come back the opposite way. I'm not even sure I just changed mine. I'm trying, so just go back the opposite way in your figure 8 if you can. And then come back into stillness. Step your knees in a small space, and then turn your fingers out, and fingers then turn to face in towards the knees. If that is available, come however far feels good. Trying to keep the heel of your wrist on the ground, looking down to the mat, and again we just carefully rock forwards and backwards. So this is perfectly okay to feel a little uncomfortable here, okay? This is just us sending that love and attention to those wrists, an area that does a lot for us. Carries our shopping bags, picks things up, you know, loads. So we're just going to send that area a little bit of love and attention. From here, tuck the toes, release the hands, sit back on the heels and just give those fingers, wrists, a little release off. Maybe hold the wrists and just rotate them round. Wiggle in the fingers, make sure we do both sides, make our practice nice and balanced and equal. And then release those hands. Take a breath in, sweep. The arms all the way to the sky, belly button into the spine, look to the thumbs. Exhale, hands, Namaskar, prayer position at your heart center. Release the hands back into your tabletop position. The toes are still tucked, you're going to push your hips to your heels, begin to push the hips to the sky, feel the body peeling all the way upwards. Step the feet a little bit backwards, roughly hip width apart, hands are roughly shoulder width apart, and the head is relaxed. As we come into our first down dog, we paddle through the heels of the feet just a little. Moving into our bodies however feels good for us today. Maybe rolling the head side to side, take a little twist into that upper back and the spine. Moving however feels good. All of our bodies are different. And every time we practice, we will always feel different. So just try to observe and surrender into this space we have today. Begin to find stillness for those heels. Draw the lower rib cage towards each other. And really lifting those hips up, back and down. Lengthening through that whole spine. If your spine feels arched at all, you're always very welcome to keep a little bend into the knees, just to keep that spine long. Shoulders away from the ears, rib cage draws in. Turn your gaze forward between your hands, and inhale, lift onto the tiptoes, float yourself all the way forward into a plank. Might need to step those feet a little bit backwards. So your hands are on top of your shoulders right now. Gaze between your hands, belly button draws to the spine. And we hold our plank, pushing that ground away. Crown of the head points to the front. Heels are pushing behind us. You're welcome to lower down to the knees at any time. We're just here for another 4. On 3, strong into the thighs. On 2, make sure the face is happy and smiling. And on 1. Drop your knees down, well done, untuck those toes, sit the hips to the heels, allow the chest and forehead to come all the way down. Take Tadasana. Option, keep those arms nice and long. Option, slide the hands behind you, palms face the sky. Or maybe make it 2 fists with your hands and resting your forehead on your fists. Just helping that ground come a little closer because it isn't always comfortable for us to bow the forehead that far down. If it feels good, give the fingers a little wiggle, fingers and wrists, just releasing off any tension you may have created. Bringing your awareness back to your breath. And we reach the arms to the top of our mat, palms face the ground. Breathe in, roll up through your cat stretch, tuck your hips under, look to the belly button and feel each vertebra separate into the sky. Gaze between your hands now as you bend the elbows towards the body. Lower the chest, the forehead, all the way down to the very, very ground. Take a breath in, forehead and chest slide through. Roll the shoulders away from your ears into your first baby cobra. So the chest is open, heart pushing forward, elbows are pinching into the waist. On your next out breath, down dog, we push the ground away, peel the hips off the ground, tuck the toes, lift the hips to the sky. Shavasana, back into your inverted V position. Your downward facing dog. Belly button in and up. Ears between the upper arms. Maybe you're looking towards that space between the ankles. Or maybe the eyes are closed and you've really brought your awareness within. Again, slightly different, we lift our gaze forward between our hands. Lift onto the tiptoes, but we begin to breathe in and walk the feet all the way forward between the hands. And exhale, fold in half at the top end of your mat. So this is our first forward fold, and you're very welcome to keep these knees a little bit bent as you just allow the upper body to surrender into gravity. Release the hands from the ground and take hold of opposite elbow. Then just feel the upper body soften down a little further. Feel the back of the neck lengthening. Crown of the head draws down. Keep the feet, ankles, legs and hips nice and still. Coming into a ragdoll, you might bob up and down. A little sway side to side. Just loosen through that body, releasing off any tension. And we come back to the center. Release the hands. Bend both knees, chin to the chest. Inhale, roll up through each vertebra of the spine. Push the ground away. Sweep the arms all the way towards the sky. Pinch those glutes together, look to the thumbs. Exhale, Tadasana. Arms down by the side of the body. So we should be towards that front end of our mat. Feet are roughly hip width apart. And your gaze lifting nice and high. As we stand here, we're going just to transfer our weight forwards and backwards from the toes and the heels. Activating the soles of our feet, our balance, our ankles and our calf muscles. And then find stillness and root all four corners of those feet into the earth. Take a breath in, round the shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, drop the shoulder blades down the back and flip the palms to face the front. Lift up to the sky with the crown of the head. Long through that whole body, and all four corners of our feet are rooting down into the earth. Tadasana mountain pose. So I'm going to take us through one round of Surya Namaskar, your sun salutations. 12 asanas just to warm through that body. At any stage you're welcome to take child's pose, maybe stop and have a sip of water. But I am taking this nice and slowly, nice and gentle for us. So from here, breathe in, reach all the way to the sky. Touch those palms together, and as you exhale, fold down your center line, tilt forward from the hips, fold the body all the way in half, relax the hands, relax the head at the bottom. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, belly button draws in. Exhale, chest and the forehead fold back down to the ground. Bend the knees so the hands can touch the ground, and inhale, step your right foot back, right knee down to the ground, that foot goes flat. Lift onto the fingertips, open through the chest, and nice and long through that spine. From here we plant the hands down, tuck the right foot, and step your left foot into your plank once more. As you breathe out, taking it nice and slowly, we drop the knees, bend the elbows, sink the forehead and the chest down into the earth. Inhale, forehead and chest come through, land the hips, untuck the toes, pinch the glutes together and keep gripping those elbows to the waist. Into your baby cobra. Exhale, down dog, push the ground away, tuck the toes. Lift the hips. Into your downward facing dog. Separate those feet roughly hip width apart. And you're always welcome to keep that paddle going through those feet if that feels good today. Whichever feels good for you. Heels are in line with those middle toes, so you shouldn't be able to see those heels at all turning in or outwards. Just check in with the body. Bring your awareness back to your breath always as we lift our gaze forward. Inhale, right foot steps through, left knee down, foot flat. When we step this foot through, it will a lot of the time land a little like this. So just notice that knees over the toe, maybe the foot isn't flat. Try to give it a little invite forward. So the sole of the foot is flat and we're straight from ankle up to the knee. Lift onto the fingertips, straight from the spine to the tailbone. And exhale, left foot steps to meet the right. Hips high, head low. Breathing in, come all the way up, roll up through each vertebra of the spine. Sweep the arms all the way up, pinch the glutes together, look to the thumbs. Exhale, Tadasana, arms down by the sides. So coming into your left side. Breathe in. Reach all the way to the sky, look to the thumbs. Exhale, fold down that center line, folding all the way in half. Relax the hands, the head. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, forehead down to the shins. Land the hands down, and we inhale, left foot back, knee down, foot flat, lift onto the fingertips, open the chest. Right foot steps back into your plank. As you exhale, keeping it nice and gentle, drop the knees, bend the elbows, forehead and chest come all the way down. Inhale, forehead and chest come through, land the hips, untuck the toes, elbows pinch in, pinch those glutes. Exhale, Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog. Into your inverted V position. Head relaxed, hands and feet on the ground. Hips nice and Lift your gaze forward between your hands. Inhale, left foot steps through. Right knee down, foot flat. Make sure you're straight from that shin. Knee to ankle, look forward. Exhale, right foot steps to meet the left. Fold in half. Breathing in, coming all the way up. Push that ground away. Sweep the arms all the way to the sky, lift to the thumbs. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. So coming into a nice flow now. Inhale, reach to the sky. Take a little back bend, lift your heart, your chest, and exhale, swan dive. Lead with the heart, sweep the arms nice and wide. And then as you fold in half, drop your forehead to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift, belly button in. Exhale, forehead to the shins. Land the hands, inhale, right foot steps back. So option here to keep this right knee off the ground, the hips nice and low. Right hand lands, and inhale, reach the left arm to the sky. Soften the shoulders, reach the fingertips nice and high. Strong through that right heel, through that space coming into that right hip flexor. Exhale, land that left hand outside of the left foot. Inhale, take a little lift and look forward. And as you breathe out, we straighten this front left leg. Fold yourself over the left leg. The right toes are tucked, the heels off the ground. Right hip squares forward, left hip squares backwards. Lead with your heart towards the ankle. And reach the crown of your head for that front line of your mat. Shoulders away from the ears and just connecting with the breath. Right hip forward, left hip backwards, square the hips to the front. We take a little bend into this left leg, land those hands just roughly under the shoulders, and we inhale, step the left foot into a plank. Option here as you exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana or knees, chest, forehead. If you do Chaturanga, shoulders come a little bit in front of the wrists, and we lower all the way down, continue pinching those elbows towards the body. As you inhale, push through the toes, the forehead, the chest comes through. Maybe coming into your first up dog. If you're in up dog, you're on the front of your feet, the glutes are lifted, the thighs are lifted, the glutes are engaged, heart pointing forward, crown of the head nice and high. Exhale, Adho Mukha Shavasana, push that ground away, feel the hips lift, tucking or rolling over the toes as you come into your downward facing dog. Hands and feet on the ground, belly button into the spine. Feet roughly hip width apart here. And inhale, float that right leg to the sky, your three-legged dog. Breathing out, flex the foot. Draw the ribcage in, square the shoulders down. We inhale, step the right foot long way through between the hands. Strong through that left heel. So option here, you're welcome to drop down to that left knee if that feels best. Strong, strong, strong through the left heel, strong through the sole of this right foot. And we inhale. Sweep into your high lunge, lift your chest. Exhale, soften here, shoulders soft. Left hip comes forward, heart is lifted, crown of that head is lifted. Strong through that left heel, feel that space into the left hip flexor now. Pinch those glutes, breathe in. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2, we drop this left foot down. Open the hips to that left side of the mat. And float the arms so they're parallel to the ground. Straight from right fingertip to those left fingertips. Automatically, you'll probably see it on me too. Our tailbones stick out, okay? Try to tilt those hips forward a little, pinching those glutes. The hips are open, the ribcage draws in, and drop those shoulder blades down the back. Breathe in fully. Exhale, relax this left hand down, flip the right hand and inhale, right arm reaches. All the way up. Reach, reach, reach into your sun warrior. Draw the ribcage in and keep that right knee still bent to the front. Make sure the right knee isn't sinking in, so engage through that inner thigh and draw the right knee to that little toe a little. Reaching all the way up. Breathing in back to warrior 2, arms parallel to the ground. And one big exhale, right hand lands. Windmill that left arm over, step back into your plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, so knees, chest, forehead. Inhale, scoop the chin, the chest through, lift your heart. Exhale, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Downward facing dog once more, breathing out. Connecting in with your breath. Lift your gaze forward, inhale, right foot steps through between the hands. Left heel nice and strong away now. Make sure you're straight from your knee down to your ankle. Left hand lands. Push the left heel strongly and inhale, right arm reaches. Open that twist, soften the shoulders, maybe push through that left hand, really help you revolve a little more. Reach the right fingertips nice and high, keeping strong into that left heel, breathe in. Breathing out, land the right hand. Inhale, lift onto the fingertips, look forward. Exhale, push the hips backwards, straighten this right leg. A variation of your pyramid pose. Left toes are tucked, heel is lifted. Left hip forward, right hip backwards. And try to be long through that spine. Checking in with each in and out breath. Bringing your awareness to your breath and just feeling yourself create the space into your body. Square both hips to the front, left hip forward, right hip backwards. And bend into that right leg, land the hands under the shoulders. Breathe in, right foot steps back, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, so knees, chest, forehead, inhale, scoop the chin, the chest through, pinch the glutes. Exhale, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Downward facing dog, your inverted feet position again. So once more, make sure those feet are roughly hip width apart. We inhale, left leg this time into your three-legged dog. Push the ground away, make sure your chest isn't lifting, the chest is square down, the toes are square to the earth. Ears between the upper arms. All the way forward into your high lunge as you inhale, left foot, steps all the way through between the hands. Strong through that right heel, and we inhale. Sweep the arms to the sky, exhale, soften here. Right hip forward, left hip backwards, strong into that right heel. Crown of the head reaching high, belly button all the way to the spine. Well, not all the way, but drawing it backwards. Breathing in, reach up. Exhale, warrior two, drop that right heel down. Sweep the arms so they're parallel to the ground. Shoulders are soft. Lift those inner arches. So that helps you activate the back edge of that right leg. And that helps you activate that thigh, making sure we're not collapsing into these knees too much. Shoulders are soft, face is happy, breathing in. Exhale, right hand relaxes, left hand flips, inhale. Lift that arm up, all the way up, lengthen that left side body. Draw the ribcage in, keep that left knee towards the front. Your right hand might have slid down to that right thigh a little, breathe in. One big exhale, warrior two, lower all the way down, take a vinyasa, land the right hand, float all the way down. Inhale, scoop the chin, the chest into your up dogs or your cobras, and exhale. Adho Mukha Shavasana. Downward facing dog. Lift your gaze forward, inhale, step your right foot through. Exhale, left foot steps in to meet the right. Fold in half. Breathing in, coming all the way up, roll up for each vertebra of the spine. Sweep the arms to the sky, touch the palms together. And exhale, Tadasana. So coming into our next side, just beginning to slow our practice down now. Take a breath in, reach all the way to the sky, lift your heart, your chest, look up. Exhale, swan dive, tilt forward from the hips, lead with the heart and fold all the way in half, forehead to the shins. Breathing in, halfway lift, belly button draws to the spine. Exhale, forehead back to the shins. Land the hands and inhale, step your left foot long way back, look forward. Right foot steps back to your plank. Exhale, lower all the way down, option Chaturanga or knees, chest, forehead, inhale, scoop the chin, the chest through. Push the ground away, pinch those glutes. And exhale, Adho Mukha Shavasana, tucking or rolling over the toes, back into your downward facing dog. Connecting your awareness back to your breath. Lengthening and strengthening that whole spine. Lift your gaze forward between your hands, inhale, step your left foot through. As you breathe out, slide the right foot down to the ground, and just bring those sit bones down to the mat. So slide the hips backwards a little and reach the legs out to the front. Take a little wiggle side to side, ground down through the sit bones and reach the toes to the sky. From here we'll take a breath in, reach the arms all the way up. Really lengthen that whole side body, look to the sky. Exhale, tilt forward from the hips. Reach the hips to the back. Reach the fingers as far forward as they will come. Maybe around the ankles, calves, knees, rest them on the thighs, wherever feels good. And try to connect your belly in with the thighs here. So you're very welcome to bend the knees a little, trying to connect that belly to the thighs. Reaching the crown of the head for the tips of the toes. The back of the neck feels long. observing that breath, carefully moving in and out of the body. On each in-breath we might ease off a little, but on each out-breath try to soften, maybe fold a little bit further. Tadasana, your seated forward fold. Wherever your arms here, begin to release the hands and take a breath in, roll up through the spine. Reach the fingertips all the way towards the sky, reach, look up. And exhale, hands are coming behind us. So fingers facing in, wrists out. Keep those legs together. Your slightly easier option, if having your legs long isn't comfortable here, is to bring the soles of your feet to the ground, roughly hip width apart. From here, as you breathe in, push through the hands. If the legs are long, we push through the heels. Lift the hips, trying to get the toes to touch the ground. Lift the hips, lift the chest, and just carefully drop the head backwards. Opening that whole front body. Remembering your options, soles of the feet can come to the ground. As you pinch those glutes, lifting the hips nice and high, kind of like an inverted tabletop position. Wherever you are from here, take a breath in, return the chin to the chest. And exhale, come all the way down to the ground. Release the legs if they were bent, release the hands, and just give those fingers, wrists a little wiggle off out. From here, we bring the soles of our feet together. Soles of the feet together, and slide those hips nice and close to the heels. And just hold around the soles of the feet. Shoulders are stacked on top of the hips. Crown of the head is reaching to the sky. And just add a little micro movements into these knees, so bouncing the knees up and down. Chest is lifted, keep that heart pointing forward. As the heart points forward, the shoulders naturally lift and then soften down the back. Just little movements here, bringing that space into the inner thighs. And find stillness for the knees. Breathe in fully. As you breathe out, please a little tilt forward from the hips, bend the elbows to the inner thighs, roll the shoulders away from the ears, reach the crown of the head away from you so the back of the neck feels long. Bringing your awareness to your breath. In and out through the nose. And then we just carefully begin to release all that we are. Bring those legs back together and give yourself a little cuddle. Drop your forehead down towards the knees. Just taking a couple of deep breaths here. On each out breath, really taking time to release tension you may have created in the hips, the thighs. And then just carefully begin to look forward. Release the hands. From here, take a little lay down on your back. Step those feet roughly hip width apart. Slide your hips towards the heels. Make sure you've got that space behind you, and we'll just roll down onto our backs. So arms either side of the body. Make sure the fingertips can just brush against the heels of the feet, so the heels nice and close to the hips. Belly button into the spine for the lower back touch the ground. And before we do anything, pick the head up. Tap your chin to your chest, and then just allow the back of the neck and the head to come down to the earth, so that spine is long. Belly button towards the spine for the lower back touch the ground. Make sure from your hips to your knees those thighs are nice and straight, and the head stays where it is right now. Push the ground away with the soles of the feet. Lift from the hips as you inhale, lift the lower back. Peeling the spine vertebrae by vertebrae off of the ground. Keep pinching those glutes as the hips lift nice and level to the sky. Reaching the crown of the head away so the back of the neck feels long. And make sure those knees aren't dripping out to the side. Pinch those legs towards each other but not touching, so from your hips to your knees, your legs nice and strong. Keeping that head in one direction. Keep pinching those glutes. And as you breathe out, begin to return the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way back down to the earth. The lower back, the tailbone last. Just reset this position, and we'll come up again. Strong through the body as you inhale, push the ground away, lift the tailbone, the hips, the spine, all the way up, pinch those glutes together. Long through the back of the neck,
Keep the head nice and still. Option here is to roll your shoulders a little bit underneath the body and maybe interlace those fingers underneath the back. Draw the knuckles towards the heels and see if the forearms can touch the ground. Make sure that the inner thighs are strong, and from your knee to your hips, the outer part of your knee to your hips, the thighs are nice and straight. Keep pinching those glutes. Shifting your awareness back to that Ujjayi breath. Holding here for another 4, on 3, on 2, on 1. Release the hands, palms come to the ground. Roll those shoulders out a little, and as you next breathe out, begin to return the spine, nice and slowly all the way back down to the ground. Once the hips land, slide the knees to the chest. Interlace the fingers around the shins, give yourself that cuddle. Take a little rock side to side, just releasing off any tension we may have created. Maybe the knees roll one way and the head rolls the opposite direction. And in your own time, we're going to begin to make our way into our final relaxation. Release the hands, release the legs. Just make sure you're towards the center of your mat. Right leg lengthens to that top right corner. Left leg reaches to the top left corner. And the arms about 45 degrees away from the body. Palms flip to face the sky. So then the shoulder blades can just begin to surrender into gravity. If you haven't already, take a moment to close the eyes. And we just really begin to bring our awareness within. Slowing the physical body down. Feeling the effects of our practice today. Allowing the physical body to completely relax. Allowing that mind to slow down. To be calm. Any thoughts or worries that may be creeping back into the mind, just begin to dissolve them. On each out breath, you're really letting go. Releasing any tension. Letting go of any of those worries. And on each in-breath, you're breathing in this fresh, clear, brand new moment. On each out-breath, letting go. So you're welcome to stay into your Shavasana for as long as you like. If not, just beginning to bring your awareness back to my voice. As you carefully bring your awareness back to your surroundings. Picturing into your mind's eye the room around you. And bringing your awareness back to your physical body. Invite a little bit of movement into the fingers, toes, wrists and ankles. Carefully roll the head from side to side if that feels good. Once the head has been both ways equally, allow the head to come to the center. Slide the arms and legs together. And inhale, reach the arms up above the head. Point the toes, arch the back, take a little yawn, just awaken that whole body of yours. And release. Carefully float the arms down by the side. Take a moment of stillness. And draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a cuddle. Take a little rock side to side, massage the lower back against the earth. And rock yourself onto your right side. Or left side if you have untreated low blood pressure. Make a little pillow with your hands and just take a moment to rest the head on the pillow. Take a moment to lay here, bringing your consciousness back. Just take a moment right now to thank yourself for taking time out to practice. Taking time out of your busy life for yourself. And check in with the physical body. See how it feels. Thanking it for that practice today. Using your hands, gently push yourself up and come into a seated position to face the front. Sit however feels good, and one last time, close the eyes. Om Purnamidam Purnamidam Purnat Purnaridashate Purnacha Purnavadaya Purnavada Vaveshate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace Peace Peace. Press your hands together at your heart center. Concealing our practice and concealing all that great energy from our practice today into our hearts. Bow the forehead to the fingertips. Om Shanti. So thank you so much for joining my class again today. If you have any questions, feedback, any requests for any more videos, just let me know, leave some comments below. Please make sure you subscribe, and that's it, I think. So thank you so much for joining us. Speak again soon.